Imagine being handed a country the size of Washington, D.C. No army, no oil, no coastline, a population you could fit into a mid-sized football stadium, and a royal family so broke they were literally selling Leonardo da Vinci paintings just to keep the lights on. Most people would quietly give up. Liechtenstein looked at that situation and said, actually, let's become the richest country on Earth. And they did. Liechtenstein is the richest country in the world by GDP per capita, according to the IMF, clocking in at over $226,000 per person as of 2026. That is not a typo. A landlocked alpine microstate nestled between Switzerland and Austria, out-earning every oil sheikh, every tech hub, every financial capital on the planet. So how did they pull it off? That story starts not with genius, but with desperation. For centuries, Liechtenstein relied on agriculture and small-scale textile production. After World War II, the ruling family lost their estates in what became Poland and Czechoslovakia. The economy ran on cotton spinning, weaving, ceramics, and false teeth. That was Plan A. The man on the throne refused to accept that as the ending. Prince Francis Joseph II reigned from 1938 to 1989, the first ruling prince to live full-time in the principality, and he oversaw its transformation from a poor agricultural backwater into one of the richest countries per capita on Earth. But even he needed cash to survive. The family sold off art treasures to fund the comeback, including Leonardo da Vinci's portrait Ginevra de' Benci, purchased by the National Gallery of Art in 1967 for a then-record price. The prince was hawking Renaissance masterpieces to fund a national resurrection. Tragic or inspiring, depending on what happens next. What happened next was a masterclass in financial engineering. The groundwork had been quietly laid decades earlier. Liechtenstein's Persons and Companies Act of 1926 created one of the most flexible company law frameworks in Europe, enabling legal structures found nowhere else. Among them was the Anstalt, a unique vehicle combining elements of a corporation and a trust, with no equivalent in most other legal systems. They invented a corporate structure that simply did not exist anywhere else. You cannot copy what does not exist. Here is where it gets clever. Picture a wealthy European businessman in the 1950s. He has profits, assets, and a healthy dislike of enormous tax bills back home. Then someone whispers, "There is a tiny country in the Alps with uniquely flexible laws, rock-bottom taxes, and banking privacy so tight you could hide a fortune in plain sight." So here's the question. Would you rather pay the high corporate tax rate in your home country or 12.5% flat in Liechtenstein? Comment your answer below. Because that exact calculation, made by thousands of executives across Europe, is precisely what funded this country's transformation. Low business taxes and easy incorporation induced holding companies to establish nominal offices in Liechtenstein, providing 30% of state revenues. 30% of the entire national budget, flowing in from foreign companies parking themselves on a Vaduz address. Francis Joseph's family-owned bank, with branches in London, Zurich, New York, and Frankfurt, made the principality a desirable address for an estimated 30,000 to 80,000 foreign companies. The entire country has a population of around 38,000 people. There are more registered corporate entities than human beings living there. But here's what separates Liechtenstein from a simple tax dodge. It simultaneously built a real industrial economy, precision instruments, pharmaceuticals, electronics, with almost no government subsidies outside agriculture. Two economies in one tiny valley. Liechtenstein companies employ more people than the total population, with over half the workforce commuting in daily from Switzerland, Austria, and Germany. The world eventually noticed. The 2008 tax affair and the global crackdown on tax havens forced reforms. Liechtenstein gradually aligned with OECD standards. The playbook evolved, but the fundamentals held. Low flat tax, business-friendly legal structures, a manufacturing base, Swiss franc currency, EEA membership giving access to EU markets. The country adapted without dismantling what made it work. The story of Liechtenstein is not about luck. There is no oil under those Alps, no natural harbor, no imperial legacy. What there is a series of deliberate, bold decisions by leaders who understood that a small nation's only real asset is its laws. Make them better than everyone else's, then let the world's capital come to you. From false teeth to the highest GDP per capita on the planet. From selling Da Vinci's to out-earning every economy on Earth. That is not coincidence. That is strategy. Drop this video on someone who thinks geography is destiny, because Liechtenstein just proved it is not. And if you enjoyed this, subscribe. There are plenty more stories like this one waiting for you.